AWA as we make this particular interview. And Nick, I want to thank you for being here, for coming through tornadoes and all of the other things. But when you say that you're going to be someplace, you show up.
When you're a true class professional like I am, that's exactly what takes place. Tornadoes be damned. As this magazine shows my picture on the cover, wrestling, the #1 sport, I proclaim myself for the longest time of being the king of my sport. My father before me wrestled in Paul's Air. They knew each other very well. So that if there's a tone of arrogance or condescension in my voice, it is accumulative over a period of years of which I have taken and done things, accomplished things. I will propose a question to you now, Mr. Bosch. As one of the premier promoters of wrestling throughout the entire world, Mr. Backlund is here tonight, the World Wrestling Federation champion. Why don't you tell him that I have challenged him? See if you can set up the Super Bowl of wrestling. Because there's no man in the world who feels more confident, more assured that he can come out of it victorious against any man in the sport today than I can.
Then you think that the way to get a single undisputed champion of the world is to eliminate a champion, not to try to create another one?
Absolutely. There's no question in my mind. You see, this thing shines, the gold, the silver, the diamonds, and they give it to the man who they feel epitomizes the zenith of our sport and our profession. And that's exactly what I do. I carry this with the dignity, the honor, and the class that anybody in our sport or any other sport would want a champion to do it. Now, Mr. Backlund looks like he came off the front of Mad Comic Book.
He had to get that zing in there at the end, but then that is Nick Bockwinkel. He's a champion in the ring. Outside the ring, he has the arrogance of a real, true champion. With me for the first time, and this is the first time that fans in Houston have had an opportunity to see Bob Backlund here in the Sam Houston Coliseum and to see him in person. It's the first time, Bob, that they have had a chance to see your WWF belt.
Yeah, it's something that I'm very, very proud of. I'm really happy to come down in this area, and boy, they have a lot of great names in professional wrestling, and the fans in Houston can be very proud of their promoter and Paul Bosch.
Bob, you know, I've been trying to get you away from Madison Square Garden for a long time.
I got a lot of respect for you, sir, and like I said, the fans have a wonderful place, a wonderful promoter, and they got great talent here, and it's my pleasure to come down here, and I hope I have a big opportunity to meet a lot of those people.
Well, you know, I've been talking with Nick Bockwinkel, and Nick Bockwinkel challenged you.
Well, I wrestle all contenders. Anybody that wants to sign a contract with me, I wrestle them. I've never turned anybody down, and you know, I find that sometimes people do a lot of talking, but it doesn't. When it's signed in that contract, then it would be delivered.
There's a lot of difference between saying you'll do it and signing to do it.
Yes, sir.
Bob, people call you a young man in the wrestling game. How many years?
I've been wrestling since I was 10 years old. I may look young, and I may look like a boy, but you know what the temper of a boy can be sometimes?
Yes, I know very well. I was a boy once too.
I grow when I get into that ring, and these people all over the country, they get behind me and support me, and a lot of times I couldn't do something right out here, but when I get that extra adrenaline going through my body, I feel like I'm just as big or just as powerful as anybody in professional wrestling, and those fans out there help do that for me.
I want to tell you we're proud to have you here tonight. We're happy. We hope that this will be the first of many appearances here.
Well, I'm going to give it 100% and just find out who the better man is.
And you always do. Thank you. Bob Backlund. AWA champion Nick Bockwinkel with Bockwinkel's big, broad belt at stake, this time in a no disqualification match. And Bruiser Brody, may I tell you that the fans here are confident and absolutely positive that Bockwinkel held on to his title when you met him here, and he did it only because he deliberately got disqualified.
Paul, some of these people out here have been coming to wrestling for over 20 years. The same city, the same seat, and they know wrestling. They know good, hard wrestling, fighting, and they know who the best man is at all times in that ring. You know, these people are smart people. And everybody who was at that Coliseum 2 weeks ago, and I don't want to have to come out here and shout every week, knows, and I mean knows, that Nick Bockwinkel kept his belt only for one reason and one reason only. All them people know it, and even Nick Bockwinkel knows it. He had to go for a real cheap disqualification. He had to look for the hole to get in. He had to look for the back door. Now, over the years, Bockwinkel has come in here and fought all the top men. He's fought the Dusty Rhodes and the Wahoo McDaniels and all the great wrestlers from across the country. And I think you'll agree and all the people agree, nobody ever gave him a whipping like I gave him 2 weeks ago.
I'll agree.
And I think you'll agree and all the people out there are going to agree that when I get him in the ring next week, and I'm not out here to make promises, I'm out here just to quote the facts. When I get him back in the ring for his AWA championship belt, it's going to be worse than it was last time, and he's going to wish he never put his name on that contract, because I'm not here to pass out threats. I'm only here to do what I'm best at, and that is win.
So Bruiser, with me is Wahoo McDaniel. You know, so many people know of Wahoo McDaniel's accomplishments in the wrestling ring, and so few people really know Wahoo, because I think that they become so absorbed in the things that you do in the ring. But Wahoo, they should know that you went to college.
Well, you know, I did. I went to school, University of Oklahoma, and freshman year was 1956, graduated in 1960. Went on to play 9 years of pro football. And, you know, football and your wrestling, you know, you gain fans and you lose fans from week to week. And a lot of people never even knew I played football. But I did play. I was All-American Oklahoma, played high school football in Midland, Texas. Went 1960, played with the Dallas Cowboys. 61, 2-3, I played with the Denver Broncos. 64 and 5 with the New York Jets, and 67, 8 and 9 I played with the Miami Dolphins. And I like to feel that I had a real successful career. I was very fortunate. I didn't suffer a lot of injuries there. And what I used to do is I used to wrestle off season, and then with football, I played football, and I'd go right into wrestling, which I had a full-time job, and which it's done very well for me. And I think athletically, it's really helped me.
You know, I had a gentleman one night tell me on television that you also played Little League Baseball.
That's right, you know, I think...
He said he was your coach.
That's right, it was George Bush, you know, and the other day he sent word to me. He says, Wahoo, I'll never forget what you did for me there, and he's always been a great friend of mine, and just George Bush, I'm just tickled to death that he's done what he's done.
He is now the Vice President of the United States, and he got to step up from being a Little League coach.
That's right, you know, who knows, it might be the president someday, but you know, I've been very fortunate to come in contact with a lot of famous people during my time, and I've really enjoyed athletics and the wrestling and the football. I've got to travel around and see the country, and believe me, when you're wrestling and you're traveling every day all over the world and other towns, you get to see a lot of people, and you get to see a lot of your old schoolmates. A lot of your old teammates will come to the matches, but I just wouldn't trade it if I had to go back and do it over. And a lot of people say, well, I'd do this different, I'd do that different. I don't think I'd do anything different. I just do more of it. That's about all.
Well, I don't know how you could do more of it, considering the crowded schedule you have and the crowded life that you have led. But I do know that there are a lot of people out there, perhaps now will understand better, that you are all Indian, right?
That's right, Choctaw and Chickasaw.
Choctaw and Chickasaw. You know, somebody wrote a song about that one time. But on which side are you Choctaw and which side are you Chickasaw?
I'm Chickasaw on my mother's side and Choctaw on my father's side, and I'm very proud of it. And I think, like I tell them when they get on me, I said, there's just not many Indians around for me to pick on anymore. But I have a lot of Indian friends, and there's a lot of Indian friends in this area. And I'm just proud to be an Indian, be part of wrestling and part of football that I was, and I'm glad to be here in Houston.
So Wahoo McDaniel, we hope now you're going to know him just a little bit better and know that this Choctaw, Chickasaw Indian is great whether he's on the gridiron or in the ring. Before the matches began, the Texas State Heavyweight Champion, David Von Erich. David, good to have you here.
How you doing? It's good to be here.
Thank you. And, you know, you look a little bit empty without your brother standing by your side, but he is touring the Orient right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's right, Mr. Bosch. You're right. I do feel a little empty with Kev not being here. We've been a team for so long. I am used to it. It's kind of like having my shadow there right next to me, but he'll be back soon enough, and then I'll have my shadow back.
Well, does it feel different to have to train on your own and to have to round up sparring partners to find people who are going to work out with you when you've been so accustomed to having brothers and your father at home and get the stuffings knocked out of you in the family gym?
Well, Kev might be gone, but there's still Dad, and there's still Kerry, and we got 2 more coming up, too. So there's plenty of guys to work out with.
All right, now your brother Kerry is at the University of Houston, and he's hurling the discus. And how is he doing?
He's doing fantastic. He's the second freshman in the history of the NCAA to qualify for the NCAA championships. So he's doing very good.
When do they take place?
They'll be in the end of the season in California, I believe.
And Kevin is going to be there, rather Kerry's going to be there.
Yes, sir. He's definitely.
And something tells me David's going to be there.
Well, David will be there, Fritz will be there, Kev will be there, everybody will be there.
Good. And may we express the hope that when tonight is over, you'll still be the Texas State Heavyweight Champion, so that when you get back tomorrow, you won't have another match with your father who will club you down for losing the title.
Well, Mr. Box, thank you, but the dearest thing to my heart is this Texas Heavyweight belt. I've worked all my life to achieve it. I've got it now. I'll take on all comers. I'm not going to lose it to anybody.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. So,
Mother before her. Cora Coombs was one of my favorite wrestlers.
Well, thank you, Paul. It's a very compliment.
Did you ever have any doubts about the fact that you would be a wrestler?
At first, I didn't want to, but then I decided that I would like to become a girl wrestler.
And do people tell you that you wrestle like your mother or that you're better than she is?
No, none of them tell me that I'm better because she was pretty good.
Yeah.
They tell me that I do wrestle like her, and they tell me that I look a lot like her.
Well, tell me, what do you find fascinating about wrestling?
I think meeting the fans and getting to travel and see the world, I think that's something that everyone should be able to do because you never can meet enough people and to make enough friends.
Yes, and I think that whether you're a girl wrestler or a male wrestler, the feeling is exactly the same. There are a lot of benefits that you can't always count in money.
That's true. That's true. Money is not always, it can't buy friends.
No, and can't buy good health either.
No, that's true.
With me is Donna Day, girl wrestler. And we're trying to prove to you tonight that girl wrestlers do come in pretty packages. And Donna, you're one of the prettiest we've seen.
Thank you very much, Paul.
And you have been wrestling how long now?
3.5 years.
That's a long time for a girl to be in a rough sport like wrestling, isn't it?
Not really. There's most of the girls have been in a lot longer than that.
You mean you feel that from their experience. But tell me, what do you like about wrestling? What made you get into it in the first place?
I've always liked the excitement. The wrestling's got the challenge, and I love anything with a challenge.
Well, I think most of us feel that way one way or another. Our life wouldn't be very interesting. Would you tell other girls that wrestling would be a good thing for them to do?
Well, I'd put it like this. If they really, really, really wanted to do it, and if they had it in their hearts, and if they were ready to sacrifice a whole lot and spend a lot of lonely nights by themselves, then they could, do it.
Where's your home?
St. Louis.
And now you're seeing the world.
Yes, I am. I've been to Canada, and Trinidad. I've been Louisiana, Mississippi. I'm really seeing a lot of states.
Well, when you see Louisiana, Mississippi, you've seen the world. Now,
Okay, tell me, what do you think of
junior heavyweight title.
That's true, Paul. Paul, I'd like to say I've very glad to be here, and to be here is the new junior heavyweight championship of the champion of the world. I always said that I'd always like to come back here to Texas for you as a champion. I promised a lot of people, and now I'm here. But what we have to try and do with this belt now is make it international as well. And I know your program from here goes all over the world. I know it's seen in London, so I'm hoping the people in London can actually see me with this world championship belt, because as you said, I'm the first Englishman ever to hold it. So now we're trying to put an international flavour on it. I hope we're going to Germany and Mexico City, and then back here, if you book me. So we're trying to, it's been a long, hard grind, as you know, Paul, and we've spoken this a lot about it before. It was 2 months in a contest, and there was 30 men from all over the world, the best in the world, and I came out victorious. I had some lucky breaks, I had some good wins, I had some bad ones. But the main thing is that I did officially win the belt.
And you fit into a long and distinguished line of people who have held that belt. Leroy McGirt, Danny McShane, Red Berry.
I don't Danny McShane here. I mean, let's face, everybody knows him, and Leroy McGirt was the most famous one, and Danny Hodge was the Olympic champion. Let's face it, if I could just go in their footsteps now and carry on as being a true champion, which I want to do, if I get back to Stepping Stone tonight, if I get through here tonight, I want to go on, and I'm going to try my best to be the best junior weight champion there's been.
So Les Thornton, who is